The rising tide of the housing market recovery is not lifting all boats. Thousands of homeowners are still being left behind. In 9 cities in the U.S., more than 1 in 5 homeowners owns a home that is seriously underwater, meaning they owe more than the house is worth. That's in contrast to the overall housing market, which is having a solid recovery. Here's Market Watch reporter Katie Hill. Katie, what do we have?
You know, it's interesting. 4 of them are in Ohio. Here's the 9 that are seriously underwater: Cleveland, Las Vegas, Akron, Dayton, Toledo, Chicago, which is interesting to me, Lakeland, Detroit, and Kansas City. And you'll notice from that list that 4 of those 9 are in Ohio, which just has it's tough there. It's got a struggling economy. A lot of these places are losing population, and that just keeps housing prices from rising. So, you know, people bought when the market was high, and they really just haven't recovered. But Cleveland, for example, 27.5% of homeowners are still seriously underwater on their mortgage. So, yeah, I mean, Ohio, those markets are really struggling.
Wow. All right, so as you alluded to, Chicago sort of jumps out at you because that's a big city, and some of the other ones you often include in the same breath as Chicago, like New York or L.A. or San Francisco, are not on that list. So what's up in Chi-Town?
Chicago is interesting, and they weren't exactly sure. But some of the affluent suburbs of Chicago are doing completely fine, but there are certain parts of Chicago that are pulling this down. So that's what's going on there. It's not like all of Chicago is just, this suffering, everybody's underwater. But there were certain parts, and the Realty Track guy who I interviewed for this was saying there's certain parts of Chicago, the affluent suburbs in particular, that are recovered, doing well, like plenty of home equity. But then there are certain parts where people are just seriously underwater, and that pulls the whole city's statistics down.